What's up, everyone? I'm Ashley Smashley. In this video, we're going to talk about committing to a routine to release your trauma. If you are new to my channel, you're going to want to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications because I promise you that we are just getting started over here. Your girl is going to blow up. You're going to want to be here to watch it all go down. On this channel, we talk about all things spiritual awakening, the light and the dark, baby, so that we can become aware and integrate and not ignore and bypass. So, one thing that's great about living in the car is that I have been consistent at the gym because I have to go to the gym to shower. So, I have developed my little workout routine and hygiene routine, and I am in like the best shape of my life. There's been one other time that I would say I was in better shape in 2019, but right now it's the second best shape in my life that I've ever been, which is great. But I woke up this morning and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get to the gym so I can get my little workout in and get my shower on. And I realized that I was prioritizing my physical fitness and hygiene over trauma release and making a routine and committing to a session in which the intention is to release trauma out of my body. There are certain areas in the body where I have this energy still stored and I am very physically aware of it. So if you don't understand how trauma works, this is how it works. We experience an event as a child that is traumatic to us, and it doesn't have to be like severe abuse or anything like that. It can be something as simple as your parent ignoring you while they're in conversation, and then you feel like you're not enough. You're not enough for your parents. So you internalize that and you store that energy in your body and in your energetic body, your emotional body, and we carry that energy around, whether it be from something minor or something major. It doesn't matter. We store the energy in our body. We carry it around for the rest of our lives until we decide to acknowledge it and feel it and allow it to come up and release it and process it out of our body and honor the trauma. So we stuff that trauma in our body and carry it around until we decide to release it. Some people have built their whole life revolving around keeping this trauma stuffed in your body. And you can see this with certain people that are in the fitness industry or they seem very successful, but what they're actually doing is they just keep taking action and building a life that's built on a foundation of I am running from feeling like I'm not enough, right? I can't just sit and be and feel like I'm enough. I have to always be taking action to feel better about myself. So you'll see some people's entire lives have been built on a foundation of escaping their trauma and feeling like they're not enough. And I would go as far to say that basically everybody has trauma in their body. And again, it doesn't have to be from extreme abuse, but you can see this because as parents are not taught how to communicate with a child effectively. They're not taught how the subconscious mind works. They're not taught how to regulate their own emotions, let alone teach a child how to regulate their emotions. So pretty much everyone in the world is running around with all this energy stuffed in their body and in their energetic field. And then we have all of these different behaviors and actions that we take on a daily basis that we have learned that keeps this trauma stuck in our body. And obviously we see this in like people who abuse substances or smoke cigarettes, even drinking caffeine. But this is also like things that I've noticed I've done, like getting up and cleaning instead of feeling, going to the gym, taking action and keeping yourself busy. There are healthier ways that people use to keep this trauma stuck in their body: eating, watching TV, basically pretty much everything that any behavior that you have, you can attribute that you are taking that action to avoid feeling your trauma and allowing this energy to actually come up and come out and be processed. So when you are doing this, you are not living in alignment with your authentic self. It doesn't matter how great of a life you have built for yourself, okay? It is not authentic. It is built based off of escaping your trauma. So how we can allow this trauma to come up and come out and be seen so that we can really align with the authentic self is by committing to a routine for the trauma release. And there are a ton of trauma release exercises that you can do. You need to physically like jar this energy and shake it up out of your body to get it going. But sitting in silent meditation has been one of the most beneficial things. That's the first time that I actually felt energy break up and come up and bubble up out of my heart. And it felt like a tennis ball coming up out of my esophagus, out through my throat. And when it came out, it literally pried my mouth open and came out of my mouth. And it was wild the first time that ever happened to me. But it was during silent meditation. And it is best if you commit to a practice that is at least 30 minutes. You can go up to 2 or 3 hours. And I'll tell you, the magic doesn't really start happening till at least after an hour, when this energy will really start to get up, and you have to be willing to feel whatever it is that comes up and out and feel it as if you were feeling it in real time when that trauma was not processed. One of the things that I notice I do a lot when this energy comes up and these emotions present themselves to be processed and released, I rationalize it as an adult, thinking, as an adult who has like emotionally and mentally processed that emotion. But we have to remember that when we were a child's mind doesn't logically think the way an adult does to process that emotion. So we must get back into our child like self and experience that emotion as we would have experienced it when we were a child and we repressed it within our body in the first place. And then when we do that, the energy gets seen and you can accept it and acknowledge it and allow it, and then the energy will transmute. You can transmute it into love and acceptance and compassion, and it will be no longer stuck in your body, weighing down your dominant vibrational frequency. All of these low frequency emotions that we keep ignoring and stuffing into our body with caffeine or cigarettes or marijuana or TV or scrolling on the phone, going to the gym, cleaning, sex, literally you name it. It is being used as an emotional avoidance tool to distract yourself from feeling and processing your emotions. These low frequency energies that we have stuck in our field, they are weighing down our dominant vibration and covering up the truth of who we really are. So when we allow ourselves to actually feel and process these energies and for them to come up and be seen instead of ignoring them, we can release that low frequency energy that's weighing down our dominant vibration, and then we will naturally raise our vibrational frequency. And that is how you really raise your frequency. You see all these people talking about raise your vibration by thinking better thoughts or listen to music or do this or that to raise your frequency. All they're doing is putting a vibrational band-aid over their low frequency energy. Okay, the energy is still stuck in their field. And once you become aware of this energy, you start processing and releasing it out of your own field. You can feel it in other people's fields. And you will see all these people who are preaching all of these things and they're full of crap. They're completely spiritually bypassing the work because their energy field is full of dense, low frequency energy because they won't allow themselves to feel it. They've taken a liking to the law of attraction teachings that say just think a better thought. And they think, oh, if I feel my low frequency emotions, that will be the vibrational frequency at which I'm manifesting from. But what they don't understand is that emotional avoidance is spiritual bypassing. We came here to have human experiences and feel our low frequency emotions. So every time you ignore it, when you are triggered, that's your opportunity to process and release. When you can sit in meditation and silent meditation and allow these energies to come up and actually feel them and release them, that is how you really raise your vibration. You do not raise your vibration by ignoring your emotions. Okay, you will see this as literally tons of people in the spiritual community are completely oblivious to all the low frequency energy that they're carrying around in their fields because they keep ignoring it and thinking like, oh no, low frequency is bad. Low frequency is wrong. Low frequency is evil. The dark is bad. And if you think like that, if you're still stuck in this lower state of consciousness where you're looking at things in a dualistic way, like good or bad, right or wrong, it's not. That's not, you have to ascend out of that low consciousness and understand that everything that exists here on earth has its place and it is here on purpose. We came to feel the low frequency energies. Okay. So know that as you ascend states of consciousness, as you do the spiritual work, you will align with those truer teachings of the spiritual awakening process and ascension process, in which you allow yourself to feel your low frequency emotions because you don't think they're bad. You don't think it's wrong. You don't think it's evil or the dark is bad. There's like everything exists and it has a purpose and it's all here for the greater good. So don't worry, okay? You can feel your low frequency emotions and it's best if you do, because then you have a natural higher vibrational frequency that you will be your point of attraction. It doesn't work like that. If you just keep ignoring it, it's going to stay stuck in your field and it's going to weigh down your vibrational frequency, whether you understand how it works or not. So commit to a trauma release practice every single day. I'm going to commit to it right after I wake up and feed my cat. I'll drink some water, but not putting anything else in my body. No caffeine, no food, no other substance, because anything we consume, that is data for our subconscious mind and our body to process, right? So when we ingest food, our body's processing. When we ingest something to hear, like some kind of audio or something, even music, that is data for the subconscious mind to process. Caffeine triggers the nervous system into a fight or flight state. That is when the trauma won't come out of the body. So, what we need to do is create a situation for our body to feel safe and secure, and given the time and the space and the intention for this energy to come up and be seen and be felt with love. And it is super scary. Trust me, I understand it. Even the thought of like committing to this, I was getting anxiety and I was being fearful because I don't understand why it's so scary to think about feeling your emotions, and to allow yourself to just sit and be without taking all these actions to try to cover up your emotions and like thinking you're not good enough unless you're like in the gym or accomplishing a goal. Trust me, I've been there. I've been going through it for years, okay? But I'm going to commit to this trauma release practice at least 30 minutes to 2 hours, whatever I can afford to do during that day and my time. In the morning, right after I wake up, I'm going to feed my cat, I'm going to drink some water, and then I'm going to get back and allow my body to have the space to have these emotions seen so that I'm not carrying around this trauma anymore. I do not want to keep manifesting these situations that are from this energy that's in my body. Okay. The patterns are very obvious. If you become aware of the patterns in your life, you'll likely understand what I'm talking about. If you haven't gotten there yet, then just ask for the awareness. Pray for the awareness for the patterns of the energy that's in your body and how that keeps manifesting in your life. Okay, but take the time and commit to a trauma release practice. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.